Welcome back to Built by Bailey's. Okay, this is going to be almost like a part 2 of a video I did a couple years ago, I believe, on draft stopping and fire blocking. What it is, how you do it, how do you meet or exceed code, and what the purposes of all these things are going to be. And we're going to do it on the Nook shipping container build. And I'm going to show you all the ways that we can fire block and draft stop and all the different materials that we're going to use. So let's get started. Alright, as you guys can see, and you've watched in other videos, if you haven't, go check out the Nook playlist above. Watch all these other videos, how we frame this container up. You see our ceiling joists, you see our furred out walls to accept insulation, mechanical, plumbing, electrical, all the above. Okay. Draft stopping and fire blocking is to prevent a fire from spreading through a cavity, especially a furred out wall, where it can start in behind here and continue down through all these gaps, as you can see from the framing, as opposed to stick-built construction on an exterior wall where you're not going to have any gaps because that is your wall, is the 2x4, 2x6 construction. So, although we're going to do closed cell foam throughout all of these cavities and even in the crawl space, we still have to fire block and draft stop ahead of that. Okay, first things first, fire blocking. We want to fill all penetrations that we've made within the framing that are horizontal and vertical. Okay, so anything that goes through a top or bottom plate, and I do everything that goes through every single stud through here, and I use a material that you can even get at Home Depot. It's good stuff, it's fire rated. It's the great stuff. You can see right there, it says fiber block. Spray fan, I like the reusable cans where you can continue to use it as you go. It's expandable foam, it's fire block material, and that's what I use for all of our penetrations, big and small, up to a certain point, okay? So that is step one, is going through and filling all of those holes, including everything in our ceiling joists above. All right. Once you've filled all your holes, your penetrations, and all your plates, and all your studs, all your ceiling joists, now we come back through and we need to run all of our draft stopping, which is different than the fire blocking. Draft stopping, if you look in your IRC codebook, will explain all the different materials you can use and at the perimeter of, and the parameters, perimeter of where you're going to put the draft stopping. So it defines it as any sort of cavity space that's been pulled out from the structure itself, i.e. a furred wall. And you need to run draft stopping. Every 10 feet has to be blocked out on a vertical member. So anything here at 10 feet, you just pick one starting point and you measure 10 feet and you run your first draft stop, which is basically filling in the cavity behind the framing member itself. You can use what I like to use as rock wool for a lot of this because I can stick it in behind all of my framing, especially if you haven't done this ahead of all the MEP work that goes into it. You're not using a material which you can also use, which 1/2-inch OSB or drywall can also be used as a draft stop material, and you're not cutting around all those different penetrations or plumbing, electrical, anything like that. You're just going ahead and putting in your rock wool, which is a great fire product, by the way, and I'm just sticking in all of the cavity behind every 10 feet, okay? So we're going to take care of most of our draft stopping, about 85% of it, with this rock wool product. Anything else where it's a full run and there's no penetrations and there's nothing in behind the furring member itself, we'll take strips of 1/2-inch OSB, rip them down, and nail it up to take care of that seal. Now, with this container, I'm going to have some corrugation I've got to work around. So I'm probably going to have, at some point along the way, either in the ceiling or along my vertical members of the framing on the walls, I'm going to have some sort of gaps, which then I can come back and just run some more of that great stuff fire block material in those gaps and fill out anything that's still not sealed completely back to the original exterior structure, okay? And that is all you're trying to accomplish. And that 10-foot section everywhere prevents, like I said at the beginning, fire from running through the entire structure if it was to break in behind the wall. It's just to slow down the process of a burn, to allow people to get out and hopefully to allow the fire department to put out the fire before the structure burns to the ground. It's just slowing the spread of the fire itself. In some ways it's preventing it, but the whole point behind fire blocking and draft stopping is to slow the spread. That's what most of the fire codes are designed to do. So we're going to go ahead and get started. I'm going to run all my material, starting with my filling in my penetrations on my plates and on my studs, and then we're going to come back with the rock wool and the OSB, and we'll get this done all in one day so we can call in for our framing inspection. So let's get going. We've gotten all 3 stages of the draft stopping and fire blocking done, so I'm going to walk you guys around real quick and show you all the different applications that we've done and all the ways you can do your own draft stopping, fire blocking, just so you have another visual after you saw just all that going down. Just so you guys can have a visual. Okay, so you can see, got our 3/4 inch actually is what I have on site. 3/4 inch OSB that fills the gap between our ceiling joist and the top of the container. Okay, so there's one application. Any little tiny imperfections, I'll go back and foam in between any tiny little gaps that there might be. And that goes for anything that's horizontal in the ceiling. It also goes for, as you can see here, we've got this strip all the way to the top, all the way to the bottom. So anything there's any sort of imperfection in here, I'll foam that as well. You can see all of our plate penetrations are fire block foamed. And I've got all the penetrations between joists, both ceiling and studs, are foamed as well. And then we have our rock wool filling all of our gaps and our top plates all the way around. Okay? You can see all the rock wool up in here too. So, you gotta make sure you come around, you're getting all of your plate penetrations, even ones where there was maybe an uh-oh or an oops and we drilled in the wrong place. You gotta fill all those holes, okay? So all the plates going down in the crawl space, every single plate, even if it's below the ceiling, those have to be filled as well. Okay, there you go. There's part 2, shall we say, or the revised, the remix of draft stopping, fire blocking. This time we're doing it in a shipping container home, the Nook. If you haven't checked out the playlist, go check it out. If you guys are new to the channel, would love it if you would hit subscribe, follow us along on our journey with this build and any other build that we're doing. It's been a hoot, shall I say. And hit that thumbs up on the way out if you wouldn't mind, if you like the content. If you got questions, please drop in the comments below. I get to all of them, I read all the comments. It may take me a little bit of time to get through some of them, but I will get to you, I promise. And until next time, guys, keep building.